Hello everyone, welcome to the today's class. Now in this class we will discuss about the immunosuppressants mTOR inhibitor. In previous classes we already discussed about the classification of immunosuppressant, mechanism of action of immunosuppressant as well as calcineurin inhibitors. So before moving forward, I am requesting you all that please subscribe the channel, okay, so that you can get the notifications. Now in today's class we will discuss comparative pharmacology of mTOR inhibitors. Okay, so the drugs of mTOR inhibitors are sirolimus, everolimus and temsirolimus. So I already given the learning mnemonics of mTOR inhibitor and it was SATMAX. Okay, I already given this SATMAX. Okay, so I hope you remember in the classification section SATMAX by sirolimus, everolimus and temsirolimus. So don't wasting time, and then I am starting sirolimus. So what is sirolimus? Now just look at this. Sirolimus, basically earlier it was known as a rapamycin. Okay, it was also known as a rapamycin. So it is the historical name of this drug, and nowadays this drug is known as sirolimus. So examiner may ask the question, which of the following drug is also known as a rapamycin? So he can give option like sirolimus, everolimus and temsirolimus, and none of these. So another point is what? Sirolimus has a macrolide structure. Okay, it has a macrolide structure like macrolide antibiotic. So again, tacrolimus in the calcineurin inhibitor as well as sirolimus in mTOR inhibitor, both drugs having macrolide structure. Clear? So this is another important point for competitive examination point of view. So now just looking on the mechanism, so sirolimus basically binding with the later stage with the FK binding protein, and then it inhibit mTOR. Okay, so this section is I already discussed in the mechanism of action class. Then mTOR is involved in the T cell proliferation and differentiation. That's why the sirolimus and all of these drugs basically inhibit T cell proliferation as well as differentiation. That's why we can say these drugs are considered as anti-proliferative agents as well. Okay, just looking on the pharmacokinetic parameter of this drug, so bioavailability of this drug is almost 15 to 20%. Okay, then if you are looking on the T half, so T half of this drug is 60 hours. Okay, and if you are talking about the metabolism, then it is metabolized by cytochrome P450. Okay, so again the drug is metabolized by cytochrome. It means it causes drug-drug interaction with cytochrome P450 inducer and inhibitors. Okay, so now looking on the side effect of sirolimus, so I am here giving you the mnemonics. So our mnemonics is what? Lips and bone of Daya and Tapu wounded. Okay, so you know Daya and Tapu, you know very well about Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma. So these are two characters in Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, Daya and Tapu. So I am again repeating, lips and bone of Daya and Tapu wounded. Okay, so what does it mean? Basically, lips means it increase lipids, and bone means it cause bone marrow suppression. It cause bone marrow suppression. And off doesn't mean anything. Then Daya means diarrhea. Okay, and Tapu means T and P. Okay, so thrombocytopenia, and pneumonitis. Pneumonitis. And wounded means the drug is anti-proliferative agent because it has a property of anti-proliferative. That's why the drug is affecting wound healing. So it causes decrease in wound healing. Wound healing. Okay. So I hope you are able to understand the side effect by our mnemonics. Now looking on the uses, so again I am here giving you a trick or mnemonic to remember the uses. So the uses can be remembered by SSC GREAT. Okay, SSC means Staff Selection Commission. Okay, you know very well, this is a government examination in India, Staff Selection Commission examination. So these Staff Selection examination, Staff Selection Commission exams are great. Okay, SSC GREAT. So the what is it meaning? This is S, C and GREAT. So what does these letter mean? S means stem cell transplantation. Okay, and then again S mean steroid refractory cases. Steroid refractory cases. And C for the drug is used for anti-cancer, as anti-cancer drug. Why it is also used as an anti-cancer? Because it has a property of anti-proliferative agent. I discuss here that the mechanism of action, because they are inhibiting mTOR and mTOR is involved in T cell proliferation and the drug is anti-proliferative. That's why we are using them in as anti-cancer cases. And GREAT means graft rejection cases. Graft rejection cases. Okay, so we also using in this condition as a prophylaxis. Okay, but remember one thing, that we are not using sirolimus for liver transplantation cases. Liver transplant. Okay, so remember that we are not using this drug for liver transplant. Okay, so this question may be asked, for which clinical use the sirolimus cannot be used. Okay, everyone. So now moving on another drug, that is everolimus. So look at this, the everolimus has a similar mechanism of action than if we are talking about the T half of everolimus, then T half is almost 40 hours. Okay, and then plasma protein binding of everolimus is almost 74%, and the drug has because of T half is 40 hours, so it can produce steady state plasma concentration. Steady state plasma concentration can be provided. Okay, then the absorption of this drug is good in comparison to sirolimus. So absorption is good when we compare this drug with the sirolimus. Okay, now looking on the side effect parameter, so side effects are almost similar with the sirolimus. Okay, so here side effects are similar but lesser in comparison to sirolimus. And here look at the uses of everolimus. So we are using it in liver transplant, liver and kidney transplant, as well as we are also using it as in anti-cancer cases, and like anti-cancer cases of mantle cell lymphoma. Okay, So these are the uses of everolimus. So just remember that here we are using everolimus in liver transplantation, okay, and sirolimus is not useful for liver transplantation. So that is the difference between everolimus and sirolimus, okay. So here we are, these are the uses. Now looking on tamsirolimus, okay, so look at the tamsirolimus. Tamsirolimus is basically a ester drug. It is a ester derivative, okay. So when this drug is given to the body, then it convert into the sirolimus. It convert into the sirolimus, okay. So it has, sirolimus has a T half of almost 60 hours, and basically tamsirolimus has a T half of tamsiro is T half of 30 hours, okay. So that is the variability in the T half. Clear everyone? Now just looking on the side effects, so side effects are almost similar and lesser than the sirolimus, and uses are similar with the everolimus. Clear everyone? So I hope you are able to understand the mTOR inhibitors comparative pharmacology here.
Hello everyone, now it's time for question round from mTOR inhibitors. Question number 1, rapamycin also known as A. sirolimus, B. everolimus, C. tamsirolimus and D. none of these. Question number 2, sirolimus can cause which side effect? A. increase of lipids, B. bone marrow suppression, C. decrease in wound healing, D. all of these. Question number 3, sirolimus clinically used for A. graft rejection, B. stem cell transplantation, C. steroid refractory cases and D. all of these. Question number 4, for liver transplantation which of the following drug is used? A. sirolimus, B. everolimus, C. both of these and D. none of these. Question number 5, which of the following statement is false? A. half-life of sirolimus is 60 hours, B. sirolimus is used for liver transplantation cases, C. sirolimus decreases wound healing process, D. sirolimus can be used as an anti-proliferative drug. So I already given answer of all of these questions in my lecture, so go through with the lecture and answer in the comment box.
Already discussed some questions of mTOR inhibitors, so answer all of these questions in the comment box and like, share and subscribe the channel.